What is going on, everyone? My name is Another Raider, and welcome back to the P4G. Today I'm playing Rappid of the Jacksonville Joletons. I'm going to shoot him a quick good luck, have fun on Discord. And I'm really nervous for this game because he has a weird team matchup against me. He has a really good stall team, but I have a really good setup team, so I'm hoping I'll be able to set up and kind of sort of do a lot of work to his team. Let's go ahead and click Battle Start, and there we go. If you guys don't know what I'm bringing because you didn't watch the team builder, which I have not yet recorded, I'm bringing a Nasty Plot Togekiss with a Wakan Berry, a Choice Scarf Lando Eye. I'm bringing a Roarcoon, mixed defensive, so I can take out Infernape very easily. I'm bringing a Calm Mind Jirachi with 3 attacks. I was thinking about putting sub on it, but I decided not to last minute just so I can hit things. I don't think I really need to sub unless it's against the Registeel, but we'll see how that goes. And then I'm also bringing a very bulk invested Roserade, so I can still hit things really hard like the Alomomola, but I can also live HP Ices from the Jolteon, and please select the mons you wish to enter. Let's see what he is bringing. He's bringing the Marowak. You sneaky dog, you. However, he did not bring the Mega Sableye, but he did bring 3 things that are setup fodder for me, so that's awesome. That's very, very awesome. I feel like he's going to lead off with his Jolteon. So with that, I think my best lead overall is just going to be my Lando, so I can U-turn on out on it, because there's no way he's bringing Scarfed on it. I don't think he's bringing a Scarfer actually, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to lead off with my Lando. He didn't bring Infernape either, which is really nice. He didn't bring Gyarados, which is really nice, so realistically, I think I should be able to pull out a pretty nice Nasty Plot sweep with Togekiss. That's what I'm going to aim for this game because it does a whole lot to his team. He doesn't have anything that can really one-shot me very easily, especially the Jolteon because of the Wakan Berry. That if he leads off with his Amoonguss, I'm going to switch right into my Roserade so I can stop him from sporing something. That's another thing that Roserade is going to have to do this game, is switch into Amoonguss every single time without fail. Luckily, I have Technician HP Fire, so that's pretty cool. It won't do a whole lot to the... Oh, shoot. I forgot to take a picture. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can snag one. Haha! Haha! I snagged the picture. So, this means that if he leads off with his Jolteon, I'm going to stay in with my Lando, I think, and I'm going to U-turn. I could also go into my Roserade and just drink up a hit. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. Let's see what he leads off with. I'm kind of nervous for this game just because I need to get this. I need to get another big win in the league. Like, if I can get another 3-0, I'll be pretty happy. I'm going to lead off with Lando. I led off first, so I think that means I'm faster. Adidas. That is the Lati. There's a part of me that wants to go right into my Jirachi because I think I want to be able to scout to see if he's Life Orb or something and see if he has Ice Beam. So that'd be pretty cool. I kind of want to see if he's Life Orbed, and I think Jirachi isn't going to be the biggest win con this game. I think it's going to be my Togekiss. Also, if he drops a Draco Meteor, he won't be able to touch me really well with Shadow Ball, and I can fire off a pretty big Moon Blast or something like that. So I think just going into my Jirachi here is the safest play. I need to see if he's, whatchamacallit, the Life Orb set, which he's definitely carrying Ice Beam on this thing. Definitely is. Rock Polish would have been a good set for this week, however, I needed the 4 moves. Like, I needed to be able to gain momentum, because he has things that can kind of sort of wall this thing and do a lot of damage to it. Like a Alomomola, for example, even if it is Ice Beam, it can do a lot of damage to me. So, he sure is thinking about this. If he goes for the Ice Beam, it's not going to do anything to my Jirachi, because I am so bulk invested. And see, the really good thing about this Jirachi set is he doesn't have a whole lot to phase it out aside from the Marowak. So, we'll see if he drops a Draco right here. He goes for the Ice Beam. Draco Meteor. This shouldn't do a whole lot. He will be at -2, and I'll be able to get off a pretty good hit, or I can Calm Mind up. That did a lot. That did a lot. He's not Life Orb. 193 to 131. On my Jirachi, 193 to 131. Jirachi, I'm not Spadef, however, I'm timid. 193. 2, 131. From Latios. Let's say he is Choice Scarf. That took me down 33%. That looks like it was a very, very high roll for Choice Scarf. So I think what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to just go for a safe Calm Mind. Because if he goes into his Registeel, I want to be able to get a good hit off on it. But I think that is Scarf Latios. I really think it is, because that did a very high roll for Scarf. It did 33%, and 34 is the max. I think I might just go for a Moonblast. Or, nah, I'm just going to go for a Calm Mind. I think that's the better play, is going for the Calm Mind. This is Scarf Latios. I need to watch out for that. I could have known that he's going to switch, and I could have gone into my Togekiss, set up a nasty plot, and proceed to kill at least 2 things, but I'd rather not waste that this early in the game. I'd rather get some more chip damage off on some stuff, so that way I can do some stuff. But I think he's going to go into his Registeel right here, and he's going to withdraw. And Love Disc. That is the Alomomola. This is awesome. He can knock off my leftovers. It won't do too much, and then I'm just going to have to start attacking with things, and I'm okay with that because I'll be getting good chip damage off on his walls, and that will be amazing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up as much as I can right here because I want to also scout for the Mirror Coat. Really want to scout for the Mirror Coat, so I'm going to set up another Calm Mind. I also want to make sure that if he does knock me off, when his Latios comes back in, he won't be able to do a whole lot to me with Shadow Ball. That's something that I really want to make sure of. So, same thing with Jolteon. Once that comes back in, if I'm at +2, Psychic will do enough to it to where Choice Scarf Lando can finish it off. So that's something that's really, really important. But that being Scarf Latios, that kind of sort of means that if he locks himself into any one move, I have a really good switch into it. Like if he locks himself into Draco Meteor, I have a free switch into my Togekiss, and I can get off a big hit with Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, or I can Nasty Plot on up. Let's see what he's going to do. If he has knockoff, he's going to go for it here. He might set up a Wish, but if he sets up a Wish, I'm going to Calm Mind again. I don't really care if he gets the Scald Burn on me. If I can set up now, I'm going to get a lot of damage off on some stuff, and that is the more important thing in this particular instance. He's thinking a lot. I don't know what he's thinking about, though, because he has either 2 moves he can make. He can Wish or he can knock off. Or he could switch, I guess, but I don't really know what he would switch into. Because Jolteon will die. Jolteon can't take this thing on 1v1. Shout out to Rizzy Pal. Rizzy Pal's my boy. I love Rizzy Pal. Yo, what is up, guys? This is Rizzy Pal, and I'm going for another Calm Mind. So he stayed in. Let's see if he sets up a Wish or goes for the knockoff. Let's see what he does. Went for the Wish. Cool, so I'm going to get up to +3. Going to get up to +3 before he knocks me off. Let me see how much a Psychic will do to this thing. I still want to scout for the Mirror Coat. I don't want to allow him. +2. How much special attack investment do I have on this thing? I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's Rapid. I have, 252. That's right. Because I didn't... 252. 2-man +2. Fuck off. Okay, so I see H. Yeah, there we go. Psychic. Thunderbolt. Versus an Alomomola. Okay, so I need to get up to +3 to be able to kill him if he's the, mixed defensive. But if he's fully Spadef, I still need to get up to... I actually need to get up to +4. So, I'm going to Calm Mind up again, see what he goes for. If he goes for a Scald, it's not that big of a deal. He's not going to do anything to me. He can go into his Marowak right here. He might do Doorknob. That is the Registeel. Nice. Now this thing is going to be taking a lot of damage instead. Because he can paralyze me, I don't really care. I'm still going to be getting some good damage off on this thing. I'm at +3, I'm back at full health. He can have Earthquake, and that'll do about 35% to this spread. So, now let's see how much my move is going to be doing to this Registeel. Registeel, say Spadef. Thunderbolt's going to be doing about 30% if he's fully Spadef, so it would be nice to kind of sort of scout out this thing's moveset, weaken this. And then I can set up only on the Alomomola, and I don't have to worry about this thing para-flinching me like with Iron Head and Thunder Wave. So I think I might go for a Thunderbolt right here. Wait, hold on. That is me at +3, right? Yeah. +3, 31 to 36%. If he's SPDEF. If he is not, it should do about half, I believe. Yeah, it does 40 to 48%. So I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt right here to try to scout some stuff out. Scout out a spread. I do get the Thunderbolt off, and it does. Looks like it does a little bit more than 30%. So he could be SPDEF, he could be FizzDef, I'm not really sure. I don't care if he Thunderwaves me, I'm not very fast. Not very fast right now. So I think I might actually go for the Psychic right here, expecting to switch into something else. Like expecting to switch into Marowak or something. Because I'm really worried that he's going to try to come in on a Thunderbolt, knowing that this is my best thing to hit him with. So I think going for Psychic right here is the best option. I'm at +3, +3. Plus getting the SPDEF drops because I am Serene Grace would be pretty nice, but we'll see how that goes. He actually brought Marowak. That's crazy. He sets up his Stealth Rocks right here, so he's just giving me more free chip damage off on this thing, which is absolutely amazing. I'm not bringing Hazard Removal this week. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch the Team Builder. That does some good damage. SPDEF drop? Nope. Okay, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm actually going to Calm Mind up again, I think. Can Marowak kill me with one hit? Oh yeah. Definitely can. So I think it might actually be my best interest to just keep spamming Psychic to ensure that that Marowak cannot come in. Because granted, I don't want to spam Thunderbolt and him be able to get a free switch into Marowak because right now Psychic at +3 does 142% minimum unless he's like max HP AV. So, yeah, I think my best play is just to keep spamming Psychic. I don't really care if he gets off some damage on me with S-Toss. He goes for the Iron Head. He is trying to paraflinch me. You cannot paraflinch the king. You cannot paraflinch the king of paraflinches. You cannot do it. So that Psychic is going to be doing some good damage. And now this thing is in range to die from 2 more Psychics. His only good switch into this is, in fact, the Latios. So, if this continues, it looks like, because he didn't bring certain things to just completely demolish this thing, like the Infernape, I could see Jirachi sweeping right here, depending if he gets a free switch into his Marowak, it won't, but at that point in time, the Registeel will be gone, and then I can kind of sort of do what I have to do with Togekiss. I like the way this is going. I'm even fine if he goes into his Latios right here, because then I'll be able to kill it with a Moonblast, and he definitely won't see Moonblast coming, because Moonblast Jirachi is an event that I don't think many people know about. Moonblast, Play Rough is 2 moves that it is. Play Rough and Moonblast are, I think that's how you English, are 2 moves that it gets through event, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad I brought it this week. I think it works out pretty well. Okay. He's debating whether he should go into his Latios right here. He's going to go into his Latios right here for sure. If he goes into his Marowak, it's dying. Bone Marrow. This is dying. And I get paralyzed. No! Oh, man. That would have been a dead Marowak, and now I have to switch out. And the problem is I don't have a whole lot that wants to switch into this thing because I can't really go into... Which is weird to say about a Marowak, but I need to save this thing because it still threatens a lot of his team. So I need to go into my Suicune right here. But I definitely think he's Thick Club. I don't think he's anything but Thick Club. If he's Choice Scarfed, his moves will be doing so much less. But I want to see how much damage it does so I don't miscalc and get the wrong idea. My friend just sent me a text message that said, "Cab, I ask you a huge favor." I mean, you can't cab me one, but you can taxi me one. So, if he goes for a knockoff right here and knocks off my leftovers, I would be okay with that. I still want to see what he's going to do with it. He really doesn't like Bone Meringue. Let's see how much damage this does. That does do a lot. That does do a lot. Roarcoon. I outspeed this thing unless it's max speed Jolly. And that Bone Meringue looked like it did a little bit more than what I was expecting, because that did more than 47%. Does it do more if it's choice banded? I don't think it does. Yeah, so that's definitely Bone Meringues. That means it's not Scarf, so that's a little bit easier for me to deal with. So I can sort of threaten this thing out as long as I keep something like Togekiss alive. But right here, I think I am just going to go for the... I think I might go for the rest, actually. Oh. Marowak is actually pretty hard hitting. That's actually surprising. Sucks that I got fully parried because this thing would have been dead. Jeez, whiz, that sucks. If I lose to a Marowak, I'm never doing lead games again. Ever. But I don't think I can risk him doing anything. I have to go for a Scald right here. He's going to withdraw. Okay, that's fine. I can rest up on the Alomomola. Okay. I'm okay with this. This thing cannot touch me. He's probably going to try to heal up his Registeel. However, I don't want that to happen. So, he's probably going to wish up. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Lando and I'm going to start clicking Earth Powers. I think that's the better play. So that way he can't switch in for free and can... let me see. Lando, out. Alomomola. Ice Beam does do a lot. It's a 68%, but Earth Power does do a lot to him back. And that means that he won't be able to switch into his Registeel. So I could technically go for a U-turn after I switch this thing in, which he's definitely going to wish up. So I think that's my better play. He has to wish up right here to try to get his Registeel back up to full health, which I'm okay with. He's definitely not going for a Scald or an Ice Beam right here. He can't afford to. He went for the Wish. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my... I think I'm going to U-turn. I think I'm going to U-turn. Actually, I am going to U-turn. Like, there's no doubt about it. This thing might be Rocky Helmet, so I need to watch out for that. But, oh man. That Marowak is kind of sort of scary for this team. I didn't really expect him to bring it, which is weird to say, but it's whatever. I also realized that I didn't change the spread on my Roserade the way I should have. Like, I realized this a couple days ago, but I was like, yeah, it should be fine. Because I'm running Life Orb, but I wanted to run Giga Drain over Leaf Storm because I wanted to be able to gain some health back that way. But Giga Drain doesn't O-code the Alomomola, so... If he pulls a switch into his Registeel right here, it would be a little bit less than ideal, but if he goes into his Latios, I have a pretty decent switch into it. So he's going to stay in, which is really nice, which means he's going for the Scald or the Ice Beam, which I have successfully stopped. He is Rocky Helmet. I have successfully stopped the Wish Pass into Registeel, which makes me happy. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go into my... I think I might go into my Roserade and click Hidden Power Fire. Because I don't think Alomomola will be able to take out Roserade with max HP with 2 Ice Beams. Because it has such terrible offensive capabilities. Yeah, it does 25% max, so I'm good to go into this. Scald. Perfect. That means he doesn't even have Ice Beam. Which is even better. This should... Please don't burn. Thank you. I really should be looking at the screens because the screen is a little bit behind my actual game. But right now, I'm going to click Hidden Power Fire because it'll do a decent amount to the Amoonguss. That'll also hit the Registeel pretty hard. I think that's the better play right there. So click Hidden Power Fire. If he stays in, he stays in. I'll be able to click Leaf Storm next time and kill him. If he goes into his Amoonguss, I'll be able to scout a spread. This isn't super offensive, but it is Life Orb, so it should still do a decent chunk to that Amoonguss if it's the set that I think it is, which is physically defensive. He's going to go for the Protect to scout. Okay, that's actually really good for me. Because he sees Hidden Power Fire. So that means now he might try to stay in. So I think what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to click Leaf Storm now. Kill this thing off. Because it's being a massive annoyance. 'Cause I'm timid with a Life Orb and Leaf Storm. Yeah, Leaf Storm does 110% to, like... He has to be fully sped up to have a chance to live this, and even then it does 97% minimum, so I think Leaf Storm is just my overall best play. I think I might go for Dazzling Gleam. I'm going to click Leaf Storm. I'm going to do it. He's not going to go into his Moongus knowing that I just clicked Hidden Power, because he knows that it's Hidden Power Fire for his Wall Core. It hits his Wall Core decently hard. If he stays in right here, thinking that he can live a hit, he can't. So... And whatever he goes into, as long as it's not the... If it's the Regiseal, I think a Leaf Storm plus a Hidden Power Fire or so will kill it from the range it's at, so... He's going to withdraw. Let's see what he goes into. Adidas is the Latios. Let's see how much damage this does. Yeah, see, that still does a decent chunk of damage. Okay, so now, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before, which was go into my Jirachi. And I'm actually going to click Psychic and sack off my Jirachi at that point in time. I think that's a better play. Because if I sack off my Jirachi, I'm going to be getting some damage off on that Marowak, and I think that might be the best play overall. That Leaf Storm did do a good amount of damage. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see if he goes for the Shadow Ball right here. Over the Psy Shock. Perfect. Should do close to 0. That did about 0. So now, if he switches up his moves, he could be Belt. Like, I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed, but he still could be Belt, so I think going for Psychic right here is my overall best play. Because Jirachi... I wish that there was a Jirachi for, like, just special, but... for some reason, nobody seems to think that's a good idea. Psychic versus... Let's see how much... Marowak... PU offensive... Let's see how much Moonblast does. Moonblast does 40%, Psychic does 57%. So I think clicking Psychic might be the better play. He stays in, not that big of a deal. I can live a Shadow Ball. I'm going to go for a Psychic right here. It also revealed that he's not Scarf, and that just means that my Lando can have a fun time with his entire team. He's going to withdraw. Please go into your Marowak and take this Psychic. Bone Marrow, please take this Psychic. No! Come on! Twice in a row, this Marowak comes in for free. No! Now I don't know what to do, because this thing should be dead by now. Like... So here's the thing. My Togekiss can take a knockoff pretty well, but can it take a Rock Slide? It can't even take a Rock Slide after Rock. So if he predicts me right here and goes for Rock Slide, I'm screwed. If he goes for Bone Meringue, I lose something else on my team. That sucks. Like, seriously. I have 42 seconds. How much does Earth Power does 80%, so if I go into my Togekiss and he goes for a knockoff, I can get an Air Slash off and I can get some good damage. So I have to go into my Togekiss right here. Like, that's literally my only option. I want to save off my Jirachi. I was going to sack it off if I got the 55% off on this thing, but I didn't. So frustrating. I went for the knockoff instead, which is kind of sort of nice. I'm going to go for the Air Slash right here, I think. Air Slash should do about 60%, so if he stays in, hopefully I can flinch him and get some sweet justice. Like, come on, that sucks. My Jirachi could have taken that knockoff too. And that means I would have been able to kill him. Like, that type of stuff really frustrates me, because this thing is a massive threat to the team I brought, because... damn it. At least his team is getting a little bit weaker to Rose Raid. Like, that is one good thing. And everything that I have outspeeds it, so we can't leave it in against anything. Please, Togekiss, get off this Air Slash. Please get off this Air Slash. It's so frustrating. I could have lived that knockoff, and he would be dead. Jeez a whiz. Okay, he stayed in. Please, Togekiss, get this flinch. Please make up for it. Yes! Yes! That is what happens when you get paralyzed twice in a row. I don't even care that I'm hoping for Hex. Don't even care. Well deserved, in my opinion. So now what I'm going to do right here is, now that I'm in the front seat of this again, because this thing is finally not a massive threat, does Flamethrower kill it? Flamethrower does 47.56. He's definitely below that. I want to make sure that his Registeel doesn't come in for free. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Flamethrower right now. He's going to withdraw. If he goes into Registeel, he's going to be easily 2-hit KO'd by this thing. Love Disc. That is actually okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually set up a nasty plot right here. I'm going to set up a nasty plot. And then I'm going to start firing off Dazzling Gleams. That thing is finally weakened. That is so amazing. It's just funny because, like, everything would be so fine right now if I hadn't gotten paralyzed. I'd have my Togekiss still at full health. Like, I think what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to actually go for an Air Slash, or a Flamethrower, so the Registeel can't come in for free. Or do I go for an Air Slash? Because if the Registeel comes in, he does have Iron Head, but I think I can live one. From a Registeel. Oh. $39 to $48. I'm at 186 at 175. Or I'm at 86. And I'm at 49%, so I can live one for sure, unless he's attack invested. So I think I'm going to go for an Air Slash right here. Not going to allow him to go into his... Okay, cool. So this is going off. There's a lot of damage, and I get the flinch. See, this is what happens when you paralyze me. When you paralyze the person that has 2 flinch mons, this is kind of sort of what happens. So I'm going to go for the Air Slash again. I think I might actually go for Dazzling Gleam instead, so he can't go into his Jolteon. I think that might be the better play right now. I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam. Should still kill this thing because of the range of HP that he's at. He's probably like, he's bringing so much setup, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm bringing like 5 setup mons. Not really, I'm bringing 3. But that's what happens when the opponent has a bulky team. It just would have been so nice if I hadn't gotten paralyzed. There was multiple times when that Marowak came in. Whenever that Marowak came in the first time, it would be dead. And then I would have just won. Like, I legitimately would have just won the entire game right then and there. And there's nothing that would have happened. But, gotta love the hacks, right? If you're gonna complain about the hacks when they're bad, can't complain about them when they're good. Or you can't celebrate when they're good. Yeah. That's what I've been telling myself. So this Dazzling Gleam should kill this Alomomola. That means he has no more Wish Passers. He's going to protect. That's fine. I'm going to still click Dazzling Gleam because I'm not going to let something come in for free. And if he ends up timer stalling this, I'm going to be a little salty, because that's kind of a douchebag move. Granted, we are at like 32 minutes, so I doubt he would do that. But I'm just saying, that's like my #1 pet peeve when people timer stall. That sucks. Jolteon comes in. It won't appreciate the Dazzling Gleam. I wish I had Rocks Up. I really wish I had Rocks Up, actually. That would be gorgeous. But, you know, can't always get what you want. He's taking a long time to think about this, and that's really starting to stress me out. And my biggest fear is me losing a match because of timer. Like, that is my biggest fear. I don't know what he plans on going into, unless it's... Yeah, he's going to withdraw. Let's see if he goes into his Jolteon right here. Adidas, Latias goes down, his Choice Scarf is gone. That's beautiful for me. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. However, I want to keep this thing around, because he's going to go into Jolteon right here. He's definitely going to go into his Jolteon right here. I don't have my Wakanberry, so I'm kind of sort of screwed against that. If he doesn't go into Jolteon, I'm going to be a little surprised, because it just kills me at this point. He could go into his Amoonguss, thinking that he can take an Air Slash. But realistically, his only play is to go into Jolteon right here. Come on, man. You go into your Jolteon. Luckily, I can spam Earth Powers now, which is nice. Because as one limit Exterminate, that is the Jolteon. Good. So, there are a couple of things that I want to do right here. I want to go into my Jirachi because I can take the Thunderbolt decently well. But at the same time, I want to go into my Suicune and sack it off. Because if he goes for a Thunderbolt right here and he kills off my Suicune, it's not going to be the end of the world. Because then I just go into my Tyrantrum. He can think I'm Choice Scarfed, and I'm going to Dragon Dance up, and then I'm going to start clicking some powerful moves. Yeah, I think I'm going to sack off my Suicune right here. I'm then going to go into my Tyrantrum. If he has Hidden Power Ice, he cannot kill me with one. I will set up one Dragon Dance, and I'll be able to kill him with an Earthquake or a Dragon Claw. Either one, I don't really care which. It'll be nice to see if he's Life Orbed right here too. Thunderbolt. And Suicune goes down. That's fine. That is fine. That's fine. He is Life Orb. Perfect. So, let me make sure that my Tyrantrum, Dragon Dance. How much HP do I have? I only have 12. 50 versus a Jolteon. Yeah, I can take one Hidden Power Ice, and then I can go for a Dragon Dance or an Earthquake and kill him. But he might be fearing the Scarfed if I bring it in right now, so that's something that he could be thinking about. He also has a pretty decent switch into it in the Amoonguss, so at 140 out of 159. Let me make sure. 91.8 is the max. And I'm at 88%, so he needs a, severe max roll. He needs a severe max roll, but at the same time, he could be fearing the Scarf. So I'm going to set up a Dragon Dance right here and see what he goes into. He's going to withdraw. Perfect. I bluffed the Choice Scarf enough to the point where he switches out into his Alomomola. And this was kind of the scenario that I was hoping for. I'm going to set up to, I think, +2, because I think that's what I need to be to kill defensive Amoonguss with Dragon Claw. +2. +2. Dragon Claw, Amoonguss, defensive. Head Smash kills at +2. So I have to land a Head Smash, but that's whatever. I think I'm going to Dragon Dance up again right here. Because I can live Scalds very easily, and I will outspeed everything on his team guaranteed anyway. So if he goes for a Scald Burn, he will activate the Lumberry, and then he will realize that it just got real. Hopefully he doesn't burn me. And he doesn't burn me. I'm going to go for one more Dragon Dance because I'm pretty sure that would ensure that Dragon Claw kills this. No, Head Smash does. I'm going to go for it one more time. +2. I need to get to +3. That's scary. He's going to go for a Wish. Perfect, 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 perfect. Thank Jesus. So now I just need to land a Head Smash. I'm going to go to +3. He can Scald me. I don't care. If he burns me, Lumberry will activate, and then I'll be able to kill him. Because +3 does 92% minimum. He looks like he's a little bit below that. He doesn't have leftovers, but you know what? It's whatever. Goes for the Scald. And he still doesn't burn me. That's awesome. So I can actually... I'm going to go for a Head Smash. Hopefully it kills. Hopefully it lands. And it does land. Let's see if we kill him. Yes! We just swept him. Game's over. The game is over. He can go into his Amoonguss right here. He can go into anything, but I think that means that the game is over. I do have to hit another Dragon Dance, but the Alomomola is dead, which is huge. That thing is going to be a massive problem for me. Whew. Tyrantrum, you are a beast. I now know why Shroom loves this thing so much. Like, Exterminate? I don't know why he's doing this. Because Earthquake will kill. If he's relying on me to miss a Head Smash, I have Earthquake. Like, trust me, I'm not going to risk an Earthquake. I'm not going to risk a Head Smash against a Jolteon. I now see why Tyrantrum is so amazing on Shroom's, well, in Shroom's hands. Because he knows when to set up, when to run Choice Scarf, things like that. And hopefully I'm making Dave Shaver proud with this. See what he does. Earthquake going off. And that is a dead Jolteon. Biggest threat to my team is down. Now all he has is the Amoonguss and the Registeel. And even if I do miss the Head Smash against the Amoonguss, I will be able to kill it with a I'll be able to kill it with a multitude of things that I have left, such as my Jirachi, things of that nature. Da King. Okie doke. Tyrantrum. Buddy, pal, friend o' mine. Please land this Head Smash. Let me just double check. Amoonguss, fully defensive. Head Smash does 122% minimum. So, buddy, please hit this Head Smash. 80-some odd % accurate move. Please. Please make my life easy. If he goes for a Sludge Bomb, I might be able to live it. If he goes for a Giga Drain, I might be able to live it, but... Tyrantrum, please hit this Head Smash. That's all I ask of you, buddy. Please. He's thinking so hard about this. He's seeing if he can live. He can't. I'm at +3. He's now banking only on the miss. Ah, and I miss. Can I live this Giga Drain, though? Nope. Okay. So, now, I'm going to go into my Togekiss again. Or I think I'm going to save... I think I'm going to go into my Jirachi and click Psychic instead. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my Jirachi, I'm going to click Psychic. If he goes into his Registeel, it's not the biggest deal. I'll be able to still hit it with something like a Thunderbolt or 2 Psychics. And if that freaking Marowak comes in and I get paralyzed one more time, I'm going to kill someone. I'm going to actually kill someone. I could have gone into my Togekiss right there and done a lot of damage to this thing, but I didn't want to risk me not flinching him, him killing me, him going into something else, getting regenerated, or me not being able to 2-KO him with my Lando. So that's why I did that play. And if Giga Drain, he's going to stay and he's going to take this Psychic, which is going to be awesome. Kind of wish I had set up a Calm Mind, but let's see how much damage this Psychic does. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. Kind of want to see what that should have done to Amoonguss. Yeah, if it's physically defensive, it looks like it should do 70 to 84, but it looks like it did a little bit less than that. So I'm going to go for another Psychic. And see how that goes. He's going to withdraw. He's going to go into his Registeel right here, but I think I should be okay. Doorknob, that is the Registeel. Let's see how much damage this Psychic does. Let me pull up OBS and look at the screen. And I get paralyzed. So we've seen Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave, Iron Head, probably Ice Punch. I'm going to go for Psychics until this thing dies, so that way I can maybe get Spadef drops, things of that nature. I think that's my best play at this point in time. Just getting some good damage off on this thing. You're not going to Paraflinch me. You're not going to do it. Psychic goes off. Let's see how much damage this does to this thing. Does quite literally nothing. Don't get the Spadef drop, so I think I might actually Calm Mind up on this thing. Or I'm going to click Thunderbolts instead. Because at this point in time, if he goes into his... I'm going to click Thunderbolts instead, because if he goes into his Marowak, kills this thing, I can go into my Togekiss after that, and I can actually finish out the game that way, I think. Earthquake, let's see how much damage this does. Should do about 35%. Does about that. I go for the Thunderbolt. Let's see how much damage this does. Can I get the Para? I don't get the Para. Too much to ask for, I guess. I think I'm going to click Psychic right here, just to make sure he can't go into his Marowak for free. Because let me make sure that my Togekiss can't kill this thing from the range it's at. Togekiss, Stall Breaker. I'm importing everything at the point in time of doing this. I should really import my sets beforehand, but you know, it is what it is. Flamethrower versus Registeel. Spadef. Does 31 to 37%, so as long as I keep him below that, I don't really care. Just gonna go for the Iron Head. And I get paralyzed. Looks like he's going to stay in until this thing actually dies, so I'm going to actually keep clicking Thunderbolts. If he goes into his Marowak again, I think I can actually win the game. No matter what in that scenario. Let's go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt. If he goes into his Marowak right here, I'm not going to be salty. Like, I'm just going to go into my Togekiss afterwards. That's all I can do. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake. Please break through this, Jirachi. Please, that would be absolutely marvelous of you. I would really appreciate that, and I get paralyzed. I think going into my Lando after this might be the better play than going into Togekiss. Oh, man. Timon. Yeah, I do 50% minimum, so... in case he decides to switch out here, I might as well go for Psychic. It doesn't make that big of a difference. He's going to go for the Iron Head. He's trying to make sure that he gets Leftovers recovery pretty safely, which I can't really blame him. If he can get up to enough health, I won't be able to kill him with anything. But I get the crit right there, which is nice. Oh, that wasn't even a crit. That just did a lot more damage than what I was expecting. So I think I'm going to go for Psychic again until this thing dies. We have 17 minutes. I should be able to finish out the game in that amount of time. Do I go for Psychic? I'm going to go for Thunderbolt. In case he goes for Iron Head again and I break through, might as well. He goes for Earthquake and kills me off. Perfect. I'm going to go into my Lando right here and finish off the game, I think. This was a very good game. The hacks on me made me not feel bad about the hacks on him later on in the game. The hacks on me mattered more because his Marowak would be dead, and I would be able to do so much more with my Jirachi. And I wouldn't have been scared to set up with things, but what can you do? That is the game that we play. That is the game that we play, and Lando looking like it's finally going to do what it's supposed to do in the season, which is go for Earth Powers and stuff. Depending on what he goes, if he tries to save this thing, he tries to save it, it's not that big of a deal. But unless his Amoonguss has HP Ice, I don't think he can kill me from this range, so I think I should be good for that, and I should be able to get off a lot of damage on that, and then kill it with Togekiss afterwards. And either Lando or Togekiss is going to finish out this game, but I don't really care which. Missing the head smash on the Amoonguss also kind of sort of cost me the game. If I had done that, I could have won 5-0, but I'm not really that pressed for differential. If I can go undefeated or something like that, differential really doesn't make that big of a difference. At this point in time, he doesn't have anything he can do. He can go into his Amoonguss to try to get some extra health back, but it's just going to be doing a lot of damage to the Amoonguss. Yeah, he has to be like max Spadef to take hits decently well, which I don't think he is. I think he's Fizdef. He's going to stay in and sack off his Registeel, so that's nice. Earth Power should do about 50% minimum to the Amoonguss, which means it'll put it in range to die from things like my Togekiss. And that also depends on whether or not he has his HP Ice on that Amoonguss. At this point in time, I also still have my Roserade, which can do a lot of damage to the Amoonguss. And please tell me that did not just happen. Please tell me he did not just DC. I'm going to cut it until I figure out what happened, and we will be right back. Okay guys, so Rappid and I just talked, and I want to say neither one of us actually DC'd. Neither one of us went offline. So it's not his fault, it's not my fault. I think that was just Nintendo being an asshat. But we decided that at the point in time of the DC, he had Amoonguss left, which when it came back in, I think it was going to be above 58%. The roll from Earth Power to Amoonguss, it did 47 to 56%. So I think he would have been able to live one, and he would have played around it, and I think that the game would have come out to be a 2-0. It was either, like, there was no way around him beating me in that situation, unless his Amoonguss had HP Ice, which it did not. He confirmed that, so Giga Drain would not have killed me. So I could have gotten off at least 2 hits. Well, I don't want to say at least. I could have gotten off a probable 2 hits on rolls from Giga Drain, along with being able to kill the Marowak on switch-in. So I'm okay with making it a 2-0, even though I think it could have been a 3-0 depending on rolls. I'm okay with making it a 2-0 since he's cooperating with me. I'm completely fine with that. I still think it was a fantastic game. Marowak was a bigger threat than I ever thought it would be, but so the way that the kills are going to work out for it is Lando is going to kill Registeel as it did in the game, and then after that it is going to get the kill for Marowak. Amoonguss is going to kill my Landorus, and then Togekiss is going to get the kill for Amoonguss, because if that would have happened, I would have just killed him with Flamethrower from Togekiss. So that's the way it happens. It kind of sucks that we're having to theorem on it, but realistically, there was no way that I was going to lose that game with having Togekiss in the back with Flamethrower, so I didn't have to risk Air/Misses and Hidden Power Fire on my life-orbed, my life-orbed Roserade. So I think that's the most fair play. I think going 3-0 and saying, well, you weren't going to get the rolls isn't fair to Rappid, and I really like him as a person. He's a very nice dude. He's a very chill guy, so I don't want to do that because that could be unfair to him, but I also don't want to be unfair to myself and say, well, I'm going to just take the 1-0 win because I feel like I think the minimum that would have happened was a 2-0, and I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. I really think that's the best way to handle it. But Rappid, I'm sorry for the DC, even though I didn't do it, you didn't do it. I'm sorry for the inconvenience that it has caused. Kind of sort of sucks, but that was still an amazing game. I think he played very well. That Alomomola was kind of a threat, and the hacks kind of sort of sucked, but it was still a lot of fun to play. I really had fun playing Rappid, and I'm looking forward to playing him again if it ever comes about. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Also, go check out Rappid's channel. Give him some love for me. I'd really appreciate that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.